Hello everyone, my name is Festus Oluwasegun. I am a software developer at Liberate, an open source, an active open source contributor, and a Flutter developer. Today I'm going to be talking about painting with Flutter. What does this talk offer? First, what is custom paint? In this section, we're going to be talking about custom paint and relating terms like custom painter and canvas. 2. Drawing basic shapes on the canvas. And 3. Drawing custom shapes on the canvas. The second and third points are practical. We're going to be writing code to draw various things on our canvas. First section, what is custom paint? Custom paint is a widget that provides you with a canvas and takes custom painter to execute paint commands. Let's take a look at custom paint widget. The custom paint widget typically takes in painter and the child. The painter is an instance of the custom painter class, and the child is a widget. Let's take a look at the custom painter class because that's where the canvas painting takes place. The custom painter class uh, provides provides us with two override methods. The first one is the paint method. The paint method is where all the painting happens. You want to paint, you want to draw a line, you want to draw a circle, anything you want to do has to be in the paint method. The paint method provides us with two things, the canvas and the size. The canvas is a class that uh, provides us with a lot of methods for drawing various shapes. You want to draw a line, you want to draw a rectangle, a triangle, everything. The canvas provides us with all that. And then the size. The size, um, the size is basically just the size of our canvas, like the height and the width. The second method is the should repaint. The should repaint method returns a boolean, either true or false. And this tells the custom painter if it needs to repaint every time a new instance of the custom painter has been created. Few points to note on custom paint. Custom paint is a widget that takes in a custom painter. The custom painter provides the canvas, and canvas is a class with lots of methods for drawing various shapes. Drawing in the next section, drawing basic shapes on the canvas. In this section, we're going to write some code and be practical to uh, draw very basic shapes, very basic shapes on our canvas, like circle, square, and triangle. So I'm going to swap over to my code and you can start that. So this is my code. Created a class called basic shapes, which right now is just a scaffold with an app bar. So we're going to go ahead and create the body, and the body will be a custom paint widget. Remember, the custom paint widget typically takes in the painter and the child, and the painter is an instance of the custom painter. So let's create custom painter class. Let's call it shape painter. Extends, that's to extend custom painter. Now you see that our shapes painter is has a red line. This is because we are missing the two override methods that we talked about before, the paint and the should be paint. So I'm going to go ahead and create those two override methods. Okay, now it's no more red. So let's go back to our custom paint widget and add our painter and our child. So shapes, shape painter and child, just put an empty container. Empty container. So now let's go over to our should be paint. The should be paint right now throws an unimplemented error. So let's implement it. Since we don't need our custom paint to our custom painter to repaint, we can just return false. And now let's go to our paint to start drawing our shapes. So first we're going to create the paint variable. This will be used by the canvas to paint our shapes. And now we are set to draw circle, square, and triangle. But before we do any of that, we have to first learn how to draw a line, a very, very simple line. So let's do that. As you can see, the line that we are set to draw is just a line that cuts through our screen at the middle horizontally. So the canvas provides a lot of methods to draw things. So canvas.draw line will help us to draw a line. Draw line takes in three things: the P1, the P2, and the paint. The P1 and the P2 are offsets. They're like coordinates. Coordinates of what, you might want to ask? Well, a line is basically just 2 points, two dots connected to each other. So the P1 is the location of the first point, and the P2 is the location of the second point. So we're going to go ahead and create our P1 and P2 offsets. P1 is equals to offsets. Our offset takes in the Y, the X, and the Y. The X and the Y. The X is the horizontal component, and the Y is the vertical component, as we all know. So to draw this line, we need to locate the X and the Y on our canvas for the P1 and the P2. So going back to the slide and looking at the line we want to draw. Line starts from the left side of our screen and moves through to the right. So this being said, the X is 0 and the Y, as you can see, the Y is just the middle of the screen, meaning we have to get the size of the screen and divide it by 2. Size.height as 2. So now we have to create our P2 set. The P2 will not be the same as the P1. Why? Because the second point rests at the right side of the screen. So to get the X of this, we just need to get the width of the canvas, which is size.width, and the Y is the same thing, size.height /2. So like this, if we reload our app, we should get a line across the screen. So go ahead and reload. As you can see here, we have a very, very thin black line across the screen. So we can, to achieve what we are set to achieve here, we have to change the color of the paint to blue. Paint.color equals to colors.blue. And also we have to increase the stroke width of the paint. The stroke width. The default is 0.0, which is airline width. So to achieve this, we're going to go with 5.0. So now we have our line. Next, we're going to go ahead and try drawing a circle. You can comment out the line. We don't need it for now. Then we're going to go ahead and create a circle. To create a circle, the canvas provides us a method for that to canvas.draw circle. Draw circle takes in 3 things. First one is the C, which is the position of the circle, which is an offset, and the radius is a double. We assume right now it's 100. So we'll go ahead and create our C. But first, before we create our C, we have to first determine where we want our circle to be. Right now, we want our circle to be at the center of the screen, actual center of the screen. So we are going to create an offset. Center equals to offset. To get the center, the middle of our screen center, we just have to divide the width by 2 and the height by 2. Then we've gotten our center. Our size dot width /2 and size dot height /2. So replace the C with center, and then we've got a circle. It's that easy. Flutter makes everything very, very easy. And next, we're going to try drawing a rectangle. Canvas dot draw rect. Our draw rect takes in 2 things: the rect and the paint. So we are going to have to create the rect. We are going to create our rectangle from our circle actually right now. So rectangle rect dot from circle. From circle takes in a few things. Sorry, from circle, from center, takes in a few things. The offsets, which is the center, and the radius, just like our circle. So we have our center already, which we created here. We reduce it, and then our radius, just the same way we created the circle. And just like that, we have a rectangle. Very, very simple and straightforward. The next thing to draw is a triangle. Drawing a triangle is a little bit trickier than the line, the circle, and the rectangle. Mainly because the canvas does not provide us with anything like a draw triangle. No. So we have to use something called path for that. So I'm going to go ahead and do canvas.draw path. And that takes in the path and the paint. So create path equals to path. So now if we say when we reload this, nothing appears in uh, canvas. Nothing, because we just created the path. We've not created. Uh, we've not really created the points and joined the points together. So now, to create the triangle, we need to determine how and where we want to start from, because also what kind of triangle do we want to draw. We have several types of triangle: the right angle triangle, we have obtuse and equilateral, and so on. So here we're going to just draw a very basic triangle. And also, we are going to, since we are using path, we can select the exact place we want to start drawing our triangle from. We can start from the top, we can start from the left, and we can also start from the right. But right now we start from the top. So our goal is to start our point from the top, then move the line down to the left and move it straight to the right. So that's our goal for now. So to start this, we can see that the difference, the space between our upper and the top of our triangle is 100. So go ahead and do path dot new line. The X, as you can see, is the middle of the screen. So that will be size dot width slash 2. And then the Y will be 100, 0. When we do this, if we save, we still get nothing on our canvas. The next thing is to move our line from this point down to where my cursor is, this point here. So to do that, you can see that the height of the triangle is 256, and the space between the beginning of the screen here to the left is 50. So I'm going to go ahead and do path dot line to 50.0, and then the y will be equal to 256 plus 100, which will be 356.0. When we save this, we still get nothing. So now we need to move the line from the left to the right. So to do this is almost the same way as the previous step, but the difference is the x won't be 50. The x will be the width of our canvas minus 50. So line 2 size dot width minus 50 and 356.0. So if we reload this, we should get our triangle there, and do path dot close. So now that's about drawing triangle, circle, square, and line, drawing the basic shapes. And we're going to move to the next section, which is drawing custom shapes on the canvas. Drawing custom shapes on the canvas. So for this, I've prepared two custom and simple shapes for us to draw using our custom paint. While coming up with these two things, you might be asking maybe why these two. Well, the reason why I chose these two was because I see a lot of design these days. They have curves like this kind of arcs, and sometimes developers we have to import assets for this. So hopefully after this talk, we're able to we'll have learned how to create this without assets by just using our custom paint widgets. Okay, so let's get straight to this. I've created a class called custom shapes, and let's just input that in our main, so it runs. So when we run this, we only see the text custom shapes on our screen. Now we can go ahead and add our custom paints, custom painter, and all that. So custom paints, create our custom painter class. Our override methods, passing our shape painter and our child, an empty container, and implement our should repaint. Now we can try drawing the custom shapes. The first one, to draw these first custom shapes, we have to go step by step. First, we need to draw a rectangle at the top here, then curve the bottom. That's how we are going to go through with this. So first, let's first start by drawing a rectangle, and then we look into how to create curves. So first, create our paint. Yeah, color it blue. So now we need to draw a rectangle. In the previous section, we draw our rectangle. We drew a square from a circle, but this time we're going to be drawing a rectangle using path, just the way we draw our triangle. So we're going to start from this top edge here, which is path dot move line is 0 and 0. And from this point, we're going to move down. We're going to move from the top point to the bottom point. So to do that, path dot line 2, which is still x is still 0, but then our y will be the height of a rectangle, which let's assume is 300. And line 2, we're going to move our line from this left side to the right side. Path line 2, since we are moving to the right, our x is no more 0. It's now size dot width, and then the y still our height, which is 200. Sorry. And next thing is to move from the right to the top again. Path dot line 2, which is size dot width and 0 0. Now path dot close, and then we do our canvas dot draw path. Now if we save, we get a rectangle. The idea of this is to go back to our path and look for the exact point where we created this bottom line, where we moved from the right to the left, the exact point where we moved from the right to the left, and then comment it out and use quadratic Bezier to create a curve. So the exact point where we move from right to left seems to be the third point, which is this. Let's comment that out and path dot quadratic Bezier. The quadratic Bezier takes in four things: the x1, the y1, the x2, and the y2. The x1 and the y1, these 2 points are the points that are going to guide the curve on on uh, on how to move. While the x2 and the y2 are just the first point and the last point from which the the line, the curve will move to. So uh, the x2 and the y2 will be size dot width and 200. And now we have to focus on the y, the x1 and the y1. So to do this, we have to first determine where our curve is. As seen in this screenshot, the curve is in the middle. So the x1 will be size dot width slash 2, as the curve is in the middle. And also the curve moved from the initial line further down, maybe let's say 50 pixels. So which means instead of 200, we're going to make it 250. So after making it 250, save, and then we see our curve has appeared. And that's that about that. I really hope people understand what that was about. The next curve, or the next custom shape, is this. It's basically the same step. We're going to start from creating a rectangle at the bottom, then going back to the top line, dividing it into two, and then curving the first part, and then going to curve the second part, just like this. So the first part is to create the rectangles. Let's comment out the top custom shape. Path equals to path. So we're going to start from the bottom here, which will be path that move to. So the x will be 0, while the y will be the height of the screen. And then the next thing, we move from bottom, we move to the top. Bottom to the top. Path dot line to. Line to is still 0, but 0. But then this should be size dot height minus 100. I'm not making a mistake. Let's say 150. And the next one is to move from the left to the right, which will be basically this same line, but the x will be 0 and 0 to be size dot width. And it's 150. So the last thing is to move from this right top to the from top right to bottom right. Path dot line to size dot width to size height. So now we can close our path and canvas draw path. Now if we reload our app, we should get a triangle at the bottom, a rectangle at the bottom. Okay, we've gotten the rectangle, but it's a bit bigger than what we expected. So we go ahead and reduce this from 150 to 100. Okay, yeah, so 100 works fine. Now that we've gotten a rectangle, the same idea as it's basically the same idea as what we did at the top. We're going to go ahead and comment out the line in which we moved from right to left, which looks to be this line. Yes, it's that line. And we're going to use our the previous one we used one quadratic bezier, but here we are going to use two because we have two different curves actually. The first one and then the second one. So to do this, we are going to divide the screen into the triangle width into two. So let's go ahead and do quadratic bezier. After quadratic bezier, and the x2 will be the middle, will be width divided by 2 because we are dividing the width into 2, and then the y2 has to be size dot height 100 minus 100. So now here we are going to what we have to do here is, as I said before, we need to get the point at which the curve actually is, which is here. So to do this, we've divided the screen into two. So now those two parts, we have to divide those two parts into two again to get our x1 for the first curve, which is this green line here. So width divided by 2 worked for dividing our screen into 2, and this one has to be width divided by 4. And the y1, since the curve is going up, not down, I think it's safe to say the y1 is size dot height minus 150. So we save this, we get a curve that goes up. It seems to be a little bit more than what we want, so we go ahead and decrease it to 140. Yeah. So we've divided the screen into 2 and curved the first part. Now we need to go to the second part here and also curve it out. It's almost the same process. Path dots, quadratic bezier. Our x2 now is size dot width. Y2 is the same thing. Size dot height minus 100, and the x1 here, it's meant to, you might be thinking maybe it will be size dot width slash 4. No, it won't work. Size dot width slash 1.5 might work. I don't know. I'm not so sure, but we'll see the results. And since this curve is going down, not up, unlike the previous one we did, where we did minus 140. Now the value of this has to be lower than the height. of the rectangle, which means it has to be size dot height minus anything lower than 100, which let's say this is 70. So we save this, we just got ourselves a curve, but it does not seem to be accurate though. There's something wrong around here. So, and that has to do with our x1, 1.3. Changing it to 1.3 seems to fix the problem. Changing this to 130 also fix our problem. So now we have our curve. Now we have our curve. I think that concludes my session for today. You can follow me on GitHub at judeguru, github.com/judeguru. Um, thank you very much and bye.